Tonight on Elon Local News.
Israel declares war on Hamas. Israel's response after Hamas fighters attacked multiple cities in Israel. What it means to the Elon community.
After a shooting at Morgan State University in Baltimore, we talked to Elon police about how they are training for the possibility of an active shooter scenario here on campus.
And it's flu season. We have an update on what you need to know on the university's guidelines and where you can get your flu shot.
Those stories and more.
Elon Local News starts now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you're watching Elon Local News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Fiona McAllister.
And I'm Rachel Holley. We begin with an update on the war in Israel.
As fighting continues in Israel and Gaza, the situation remains violent and confused. The Associated Press reports at least 1,600 killed on both sides after Saturday's surprise attack on Israel by Hamas militants crossing the border from Gaza.
A surprise attack by Hamas militants crossing the border.
This surprise attack is considered one of the worst in the history of 75-year-old Jewish state. At least 260 were killed at a music festival. More than 100 were kidnapped, including children and the elderly, and taken to Gaza.
U.S. citizens were among those kidnapped in the weekend, and at least 11 Americans are believed to have been killed.
Elon University reacted by opening up a reflection space in Newman Lumen Pavilion earlier today for students to gather and reflect. University chaplain Kristen Boswell says she hopes it creates a supportive environment for the Elon community during a difficult time.
I think by providing a space for listening and by holding the community as closely as we can, the entire Elon community, as I said, there will be people with a lot of complex emotions around this issue. And I think that we need to create room for people to have those emotions, to express them, to help them do so in ways that are constructive.
Boaz Avraham Katz is a Jewish educator on campus.
It's interesting because this also is the anniversary of the 50th anniversary of the Yom Kippur War, where Israel was taken by surprise.
Live from Phi Beta Kappa Commons is our Angelina Fantaroni, where students are holding a vigil for Israel.
Thank you, Rachel and Fiona. I'm at Phi Beta Kappa Commons, where students and staff were able to come for the Israel Solidarity Gathering. This was a student-led event meant to stand with Israel. Attendees were praying Tehillim 20, said a prayer for Israel, singing a song called Osei Shalom, and discussing different places to donate to. I'm here with the president of Elon Hillel, Mandy Lichtenstein, to give insight on the memorial as well as what is meant to the Elon community. Mandy, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, what discussions were being held during the gathering today?
So today we aim to focus on praying for our brothers and sisters in Israel. A lot of Elon students have either traveled to Israel, have families in Israel, friends in Israel, all kinds of connections to Israel, and we just wanted to give people the opportunity to come together as a full Elon Jewish community instead of the Hillel Chabad communities, and being able to come all together to pray for the people that we know in Israel and the people that we don't know in Israel.
Being the president of Elon Hillel, what has Elon Hillel done to bring the community together and provide great spaces?
So we actually have a group chat called the Elon Hillel Mishpacha, which is a group of all Jewish students at Elon, maybe some non-Jewish students as well. Anyone can join it. And yesterday we offered in that chat for people to come to Hillel 11 to 1, and we had bagels and some topics for that, coffee, just to bring people together to talk about what's happening and just provide resources for what's going on. I handed out a QR code today that was a bunch of resources, how to talk to professors about what's happening, how to do things, how to be able to talk about exactly what's going on, why it happened, what the history is, because it's very hard to talk about that stuff because it's very controversial. And so we offered that space yesterday. We offered it again today, and Newman Lumen offered a space today from 10 to 3 after the chaplain's email last night, which is amazing. And we're going to continue to have things like that throughout the week, but we're also going to continue our regularly scheduled programs just to be able to bring the Jewish community together in a more happy environment.
Thank you. And what resources or information will be available for attendees to learn more about the Israel-Palestine conflict?
So again, as I said, we did a QR code with a bunch of resources, and one of them was a document from Hillel International, just like I'm a member of the cabinet of Hillel International, so I have access to a lot of different universities who are also dealing with this, and a lot of these universities have more conflict on their campuses than we do, so they give an extreme amount of resources for how to talk to people and how to just explain what is happening for those that are interested. And so we wanted to compile all of that into a document that anyone can access it. And it'll be sent around later today, as well as some prayers for healing, for the soldiers in Israel, for everyone in Israel. And that'll also get sent out in that Elon Mishpacha later today, which also gets sent out to Chabad as well.
Mandy, thank you so much for talking with us today. And thank you for providing this memorial to support Israel's individuals.
Back to you.
Echoing what Angelina said, if you're looking for resources about what's happening in Israel, you can reach out to Elon Hillel and Elon Chabad. We'll also have information on our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
After Tuesday's shooting at Morgan State University in Baltimore and 2 recent gun incidents at UNC Chapel Hill, I spoke to Elon police about how they're preparing to keep students safe. Morgan State University in Baltimore experienced a shooting where 5 people were hospitalized during one of their first homecoming events. The university has decided to cancel the rest of their homecoming festivities for the first time in Morgan State's history. The police are still searching for suspects and have asked the public for help in identifying subjects. There has been at least 58 school shootings just this year as of October 3rd. 19 of those shootings have happened on college campuses. North Carolina has one of the highest rates of school shootings, according to research by CNN, since 2008. Students at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill have started a petition on change.org to implement a safer response protocol for active shooters after 2 active shooter situations this year. So far, they have over 1,400 signatures for change. This leaves students wondering, will Elon implement these protocols too? Elon freshman Anjo says he feels like Elon would be prepared for an active shooter situation.
I feel like it's kind of scary, obviously, having all that stuff happen. You could be there when it happens. But I also feel like Elon's different than most of the places that this happens at, because most of these places are like bigger state schools. They're less like accustomed with every student. I feel like Elon's more small. So each student has like the capability to get help whenever they need it. And I feel like if it did happen, well, first of all, I feel like it won't happen at Elon because most of the people here that I've met, they're all content, they have good community. But I also feel like if it did, we do have good things. Like I go to the gym, so at the gym even there's like little like posters that says like what to do if it happens and where to go, depending on where you are. So I feel like it's pretty safe.
We talked to Chief of Police Joe Lemire about what Elon has in place for an active shooter situation. Here's what he had to say.
We prepare for that with internal training and with the people we hired. So we're fortunate within a couple people we hired in the time that I've been here were both state instructors in rapid response. So when I got here, one of the things we concentrated on was, do we have all the equipment we need? Do we have the appropriate firearms that police ought to be carrying to address an issue like that? Do we have breaching equipment? Something that was learned after the Uvalde incident. Are we carrying that stuff with us and do people know how to use it? So all of that, so when we get dispatched or something like that, we're going to take care of what needs to be taken care of.
If you see any suspicious people or activity on campus, you can contact campus police at 336-278-5555 or call 911 in case of emergencies. Once again, if you have any suspicious people, please call 911 for emergencies.
Elon Campus and Recreation and Wellness is partnering with Triad Care to offer vaccines on campus. On various dates throughout October and November, the quadrivalent flu vaccine and Moderna COVID booster are offered to students and employees with a scheduled appointment beginning October 17th through November 14th. Students can get their vaccine at Alumni Gym, Francis 313, or South Gym, and students located in Greensboro can get their vaccine at Elon Law School. For more information and to sign up for an appointment, go to the Vaccine Clinics tab of the Campus Recreation and Wellness website.
Stay tuned for your Phoenix 5-day forecast on Citron Plaza.
Coming up, to see how Pride Festival goers reacted to protesters during its 9th anniversary.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Our Mackenzie Cruz is joining us live on Citron Plaza for your Phoenix 5-day forecast.
Mackenzie, how's it looking out there?
No. Thank you, Rachel and Fiona. It is nice and cool out here in Citron Plaza. It was pretty sunny today, but let's get ready for the clouds to roll in this week. Now for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Tonight we're looking at some cloudy skies with a low of 47. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 73 and a low of 46. More of the same on Wednesday with a high of 74 and sunny skies. It'll warm up Thursday with a high of 79 and some sun. Friday will be partly cloudy with a high of 75 and a low of 46. Friday will be partly cloudy with a high of 77 and a 25% chance of rain in the afternoon. And finally, a rainy Saturday with a high of 75 and a low of 49, so don't forget your umbrellas. Thanks to a cold front sweeping the Midwest to the East Coast, it is finally going to cool down after this week for some real fall weather. Thanks for checking in. Now back to you, the studio.
Thanks for that update, Mackenzie.
Alamance Pride celebrated its 2023 Pride Festival this past Saturday in downtown Burlington. Our Abigail Hines has more.
The Alamance Pride Festival celebrated its 9th anniversary, but not everyone seemed excited about the festivities.
Alamance Pride Festival features local vendors, food trucks, and entertainment, including Elon's own Twisted Measure a cappella group. Ken Smith, president of Alamance Pride, stresses the importance of community to this event.
This means everything for our board to be able to have safe space for our community one day a year for people to come out and feel proud about who they are.
The festival also brought protesters displaying posters and quoting Bible verses. Pastor Jason Gaskin of New Faith Community Church says he wishes that there was another way to have a talk between the two groups about their differences.
I think it's harmful to people, and I don't think it's productive for them, and I think it's harmful for people that are celebrating this event.
Smith says he doesn't let the protesters stop them from enjoying the day.
So everything's gone smoothly. We're even thrilled to have the protesters because it just demonstrates our relevance and how important we are.
Many festival goers stood in front of the protesters, singing and cheering to drown out the noise of protest. Smith says he has only one word to describe the entire day: joy.
They say next year's planning has already started for the 10-year anniversary of the event. Abigail, Hines, Elon Local News.
To learn more about the event and festivities ahead, to our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
Coming up, how one student balances his class schedule with his extracurricular activities.
Stay tuned to hear how players and coaches felt about the disappointing loss on Saturday at the football game and how they are looking to bounce back.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
An opportunity to get ahead. How one student couldn't pass up the challenge. Our Mason Willett has more.
Walking down a university hall to class can be stressful for any student, but this student's challenge takes on a whole new meaning. For Evan Cunell, he sees the college classroom as a chance to get ahead, no matter how tired he may get, as he's just a senior in high school.
Oh yeah, I see it more as an opportunity instead of, being busy. You don't get much sleep nowadays, but just trying to, take on as much as possible so I can be prepared for my future.
As Cunell steps out of the stressful classes at Elon, he then takes the field as he leads Western's team at quarterback but when comparing the two, he says the lights are a bit brighter on the football field.
Football games, a little more stressful, everyone watching you and stuff, and I feel like in school you have a little more control over things that can happen. I'm just one position, it might be important, but I'm just one position.
He now taking on an accounting and communications class at Elon in the morning, then going back to Western for practice in the afternoon, is luckily able to find support from his mother, Lynette.
Everything he does, and not just football, in school too. Like school always comes first to him. As much as he loves football, you'll see him studying before he hits the gym, and that's the truth.
Even after a tough game, Lynette preaches one thing for Evan to do.
Short memory is a big thing in our house when it comes to him in football, because he's either a hero or a zero.
As Evan wraps up the rest of his senior season, he looks towards where his career will take him next. He says he's currently looking to walk on to play in college and says he's prepared to work even harder.
I'll put in the work, earn the scholarship, and I just want to play football and be a part of the team. So, I'll put in the work that's needed, and I've done it for years, so it's nothing new.
No matter the pressure he feels on the field, Evan still understands what matters the most.
Football will take you so far, but academics will take you wherever you want to go.
No matter how hard things get for Evan, he knows he just needs to keep his head down and grind. Mason Willett, Elon, Local News.
After a disappointing 24-7 loss to Williams, Evan said he and the team now look to win out in hopes to make the playoffs. Elon football suffered its first home loss Saturday, falling 34-23. Our Mason Willett has more.
For the first time since November 6th, 2021, Elon football suffered its first home loss at Rhodes Stadium. Head coach Tony Trisciani says talking to the team afterwards was difficult, with everyone upset in the locker room.
It's hard for us to go in that locker room right there. We haven't felt that way in here in a while, and we have kids in our program that have never felt that in here. So, we fought, our guys fought, tried to fight our way back in that thing. We got to stick together. We got to learn from it. We got to grow.
Trisciani says the offense failed to get going as they rolled through 3 different quarterbacks, trying to find a rhythm. Sophomore tight end John Carlos Miller II says it was painful having to walk back into the locker room after the game.
It's just, of course, it's like a stab in the chest, They come to our crib, first time playing against this opponent, and they came out with a victory. Of course, it hurts, but we just know that we can't let that happen again as a team.
The defense also struggled, executing as they allowed 34 points after not allowing a touchdown at home all season. Senior defensive back Bo Sanders says it was a disappointing performance for the defense and says he will not forget this feeling.
My coach said in the locker room, remember what this feels like. And like I've been saying, learn from it, watch the film, 24-hour rule, bury the tape, on the next week.
Trisciani and the team will now look to move past and work out the struggles of the offense and defense. Mason Willett, Elon, Local News.
Elon will now hit the road as they travel to Pennsylvania to take on Villanova University this Saturday at 1 p.m.
Coming up, the 100th year anniversary of the 1923 fire at Elon, commemorated by a musical ensemble.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So. I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
In Whitley Auditorium yesterday, many gathered to listen to songs played in commemoration of the construction of Whitley Auditorium and the 100th year anniversary of the fire that ran rampant on Elon's campus.
Played only by pipe organ and the French horn, this commemorative piece gave listeners a special and symbolic experience. Associate Professor of Music Todd Coleman was asked to produce this musical segment to commemorate this celebration.
I composed the piece in a way that should be interesting, exciting, emotionally moving, but also connects to the narrative of the fire and the kind of rebuilding of the university. So there's a historical element to it, symbolically. There's no words or text, but I think it's something that would be of interest really to any student on campus.
Coleman named this ensemble the Phoenix Rising and says that this musical piece is more of a way to prompt the Elon community to think about how the past brings a strong presence.
To me, there are touchstones, things that happen in people's lives or in organizations' lives, and the fire and the decisions that were made after that in envisioning what the university could become are one of those touchstones. And so this event, this musical event, reminds us of that.
Elon freshman Catherine Galasso says she enjoyed the concert and all the history learned from being exposed to a music genre new to her.
So I showed up today because it was originally for my global class, but I'm really happy I went because it exposed me to a different type of music that I never really listened to, and I got to just sit there and enjoy all the music for a good amount of time.
President Emeritus and Professor of Education Leo Lambert says that this occasion is personal to him. Whitley Auditorium is a place that holds fond memories for him and his family.
Well, it's a special occasion. Our family has a very special place in our heart for Whitley Auditorium. We've been to hundreds of special events here over the years. That garden outside Whitley is named for my wife, Lori Lambert. And so the commemoration of this space was important for us to be here and to hear some fabulous music.
The Phoenix Rising proves that the history of Elon University can be shown with more than just words.
For more information on this commemorative piece, you can visit the Elon University website.
With a rise in manufacturing of e-vehicles in the Tar Heel State, local fire departments are training on tactics to combat e-vehicle fires. Our Michael Wolf has more.
On Friday morning at their training facility, nestled behind the station at Mill Point off Ballpark Avenue, the Elon Fire Department got its hands on some new apparatus aimed at fighting electric vehicle fires. Elon Fire Chief Landon Massey says having his crews train with these apparatus on their own trucks is essential to having them be prepared for any type of fire.
Well, it's important because electric vehicles are an extreme challenge for us because we can't use our normal methods to put them out. So we are going to have specialized equipment to even extinguish these type of fires. So the training and trying out new equipment is all part of getting used to this new technology.
The technology, manufactured by Nashville-based Toxic Diffusions, includes several hose extenders and e-battery and engine fire smothering blankets, which are designed to be multi-use. At the Elon Fire Department training facility, Michael Wolf, Elon Local News.
Not doing the...
Well, that's all the news we have for you this evening. Thanks so much for joining us.
Head over to our website, elonnewsnetwork.com, for stories, sports, and more.
And be sure to follow us on social media at elonnewsnetwork.com.
Have a great night, Elon.